Hey guys, welcome back to GTA Online, and today we're going to be testing out the new Vigero ZX around a racetrack, around the H2 TV test track to be exact, to see how it compares to the other cars in the muscle car category. And I have been having an absolute blast with this vehicle, as it is one of the funnest drift cars in the game, and it has one of the highest top speeds as well, if not the highest top speed. And today we're going to find out if it's any good going around a track. Finishing up this last stretch before we hit our hot lap. Here's the start finish. And we're off. Out of about 40 laps I did, this was the fastest time. And I did get pretty consistent as well. But first thing off the bat is this thing is an absolute monster. Think of a wild horse that is out of control, and think about injecting it with amphetamines and watch it go crazy, because that's what this car is. Every chance it gets, it wants to fishtail and fly out of control. So it did take quite a few laps to dial it in and get control of it. But once you do, it's an absolute blast to drive. So the really shining part of this car is the top speed. It makes really short work of these straightaways. Handling, braking into these turns, you do have to brake and go a little bit slower than other cars, both in the muscle car category and sports and supers as well. And on these more technical chicanes and little hairpins, you really got to be careful. Definitely feels fast. It feels really fast. I would say it feels like one of the fastest cars in the game, probably the fastest muscle car in the game. But that's what this test track is all about. So we have some data and some real numbers to compare this to with the other muscle cars in the game. And I have ran them on this track as well, the fastest ones, top 5, top 6. So we're going to see how the old Vigero ZX compares. One big negative for this car, which I can tell you guys, is watch how it takes this bump in the road. Really unstable when it comes to bumps, dips, anything like that. And I put that in this track to really push these cars to their limit and their braking point. And out of all of the other cars I've tested, this one unfortunately had the most problems with the dips and the instabilities in the road. Very unruly. And we're across the line, 2 minutes, 1 second, and some change. Let's head on over to the loading screen to see our exact time. And coming in at 2 minutes, 1 second, .105, this car is leagues ahead of the Pisswasser Dominator and Sabre Turbo Custom, as well as the 070 and the new Imponte ZZ8, which both got 206 and some change. So again, those cars are some of the fastest in the muscle car class. They're top 10 for sure. I would say top 5, top 6. And compared to those, this is in a league of its own. This is S tier. But there is one more car to compare it to, which has been the fastest muscle car in the game since its release. That is the Buffalo STX, came out in the Contracts DLC just over a year ago. And let's keep an eye on the left side of the screen to see exactly what makes this car so good. Because it did go through that little roundabout a lot quicker, and it can take these turns a lot faster. The Buffalo STX, it feels like it always has power more readily available. Maybe it's with the gearing, but it always feels like when you need the power, it's there more than the Vigero ZX, and it made short work of that technical chicane. This is where the Vigero ZX shines. It's behind right now, but it is catching up with a vengeance. Now they're just about even. Vigero's ahead. But through this turn, the Buffalo STX absolutely nails it. It feels like it's all-wheel drive, to be honest, compared to all the other muscle cars. Again, they're right side by side tied. And from here on out, it's all downhill for the Vigero. So the rest of this course is more technical transitions, chicanes, really pushes the car's stability and traction to the limit. This hairpin that the Buffalo STX is ahead of the Vigero now. And I designed it this way to really push these cars to the limit. So all these vehicles I'm testing, they are fully upgraded with all the speed upgrades maxed out, spoilers, and I'm using regular tires on these vehicles because that's how I drive them in the open world. So if I'm going to be racing and a custom vehicle is chosen, they all have regular standard tires. Again, you can see the Vigero really having a hard time with that decline in the road, really throws it off, which really makes it a difficult car to drive. So for most people, I'd say 9 out of 10 people, if you're doing a muscle car race, the Buffalo STX is going to be the one you're going to want to choose. It's a lot easier to drive fast, and it's a lot more forgiving. And if the course has a decent amount of turns, it's going to be faster around the track. As we can see there, the Buffalo STX got 1 minute, 57 seconds, 0.919, which again, compared to the Vigero, which is way faster than everything else, the STX is still way faster. If you take a high-speed turn just a little bit too fast, the Vigero will let you know that you messed up. The turning radius and the handling in itself can feel a little bit wide, not as tight as some of the other vehicles in the game. And if you give it just a little bit too much gas on the exit of those corners, it will throw you off course. The instability going over bumps will put even the best driver at wit's end with being frustrated every now and then. But the top speed is where this car really shines, despite that instability. Overall, the HSW Vigero is still an S-tier car. It's leagues better than all the other muscle cars in the game, except the Buffalo STX, which for most players are going to prefer because it's a lot more stable, a lot more forgiving, and it has more power readily available between the corners. But if you do get a racing course that has a lot of straightaways and not as many turns, I myself would pick the HSW Vigero, or if you're up for a ride on the wild side, the HSW Vigero is a great choice as well. And that is it for this video. That is everything you guys need to know about the new HSW Vigero going around a track. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, if you've driven this as well with some racing, and most importantly, if you're having fun with the car, because I am having an absolute blast. I will see you guys soon, and until the next time, you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Keep on playing GTA, and I will see you guys soon in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.